We started talking about Luke Kuechly earlier today. Had a nice chat with Daniel Jeremiah about it. He posted a long video on the Panthers Twitter account yesterday. We're just going to play a small little clip here about him not being able to do it anymore.
You know, there's only one way to play this game since I was a little kid is to play fast and play physical and play strong. And at this point, I don't know if I'm able to do that anymore. And that's the part that is the most difficult is. I still want to play, but I don't think it's the right decision, so.
So tough.
Thought about it for a long time, and I think now is an opportunity for me to step away with what's going on here.
So tough.
You know what? Kudos to the Panthers and Kuechly for putting that up raw. They could have edited that. I mean, that's a video that wasn't shown live.
No. I mean,
that was a
more than
3.5
minutes
video that they posted on Twitter at Panthers.
Yep.
And kudos to them to basically include the whole thing. He's in the linebacker room. You could see behind him some sort of, whiteboard or something. Howie Long was on our show many times. I just remember,
at the Hall of Fame, right?
You know where I'm going with this.
I do.
Because I think it was a Thanksgiving game that had just been announced or a few months before in the upcoming season.
It was Bears-Rams, right?
Between Kyle and Chris Long.
Yeah.
And we talked to him about, hey, this is going to be amazing seeing your two kids go against each other, right?
Like literally line up opposite each
like
other.
So many times it's Eli versus Peyton, but those were guys who are not on the field at the same time. You actually see these guys, your sons, compete against each other. And his first thought was, that's not fun for me and Diana, he and his wife. Because every play in the NFL, and Howie Long described it as a car crash. Every play in the NFL is a car crash. And you heard Jeremiah say in hour one what Kuechly's numbers were for 3 years in Boston College, where certainly when he was playing, the rules weren't nearly as stringent as they might be now in terms of player safety at the collegiate level.
Or even just checking for head injuries or anything
who knows?
like that.
He had 190 tackles his senior year or his last year there?
Yeah, his junior year.
So even though he's played 8 years in the NFL, or 7 years in the NFL, no, 8 years, pardon me, 8 years. He was in the 2012 draft.
Yep.
Played in 8 years in the NFL. There's 3 more on top of that in high school, too. Even though he's a 28-year-old guy, and he's the term bell rung, he's been concussed. His brain's been slammed into the side of his skull many times.
Just the one in 2016 where he's being carted off, crying uncontrollably.
Because and again, from what was described, I've had a conversation with Kuechly about it. It's not like he was sitting there going, oh, God, here we go again. You just can't control your emotions. And many times you will see a player get concussed and get picked up right away by his teammates. Because there's something called a fencing response. This is what I've learned over the years. Of your brain, when you're concussed, causes your arms to bend at the elbow. And if you are on the ground, that's the international symbol of, hey, somebody pick me up. And someone will just yank them up. And I think you see players now being more and more mindful of that. Don't touch the guy when they go through that response. And it's just something for you to look at as fans and to be aware of. That's all. Look, we love the game and we love the physical nature of the game and we do love big hits, but they take a toll. And there is a conversation you even said before, is he a Pro Football Hall of Famer? Daniel said, Daniel Jeremiah thinks that maybe we should start looking differently. That longevity is obviously a metric, but at certain positions, maybe 8 years is enough to consider Luke. Came in, Rookie of the Year he was? Defensive Rookie of the Year?
Defensive Rookie of the Year, and then
Player of the Year.
And Defensive Player of the Year, back-to-back years.
And they
All-Pro.
Played in Super Bowl 50, and just a great dude, man.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.